Hey, what's going on? How you guys doing? This is Larry. Saturday morning. Hope you guys, well, Sunday morning. I'm sorry. I'm losing track of my days. Hope you guys having a great weekend. So my weekend has consisted of me working, which is fine. I love it. But I left here last night pretty late. Pretty late. I got here early, left late. If you see my previous video, me talking about here, waiting on the client to send some stuff, whatever. I got it in, what I needed. Everything is all good. And I've been here, man, listen. Let me give you guys some advice for my people who are just getting into business of starting business for themselves or whatever. Embrace the fact that you're an expert. Embrace that fact. In corporate America, that's always tried to be downplayed. I remember being in corporate America, they would say, "Now, Larry, you need to calm down. Now, don't get too big for your britches, etc." But the truth of the matter is, I am an expert. You are an expert. Most of you guys have been doing what you've been doing a long time, but because you've worked in an environment that you've worked in, you feel like you're not really an expert. You kind of uncertain, and they try to tell you you're being arrogant if you say, "No, I'm an expert." No, the truth of the matter is, if you could do what I do, you wouldn't need me. That's just the bottom line. Companies get in touch with me, especially these attorneys, and they're sitting on the phone trying to explain to me what I do. And I literally have to get to the point where I just tell them, "Look, Todd, I'm the expert here. Will you let me do what I do and you do what you do? I could help you if you just embrace the fact that you reached out to me because I'm an expert." Okay? So that's my lesson for you guys today. Listen to me. You're an expert. You've been doing what you've been doing for a long time. You know exactly what you're doing. There's no question about if you know what you're doing. If a company, especially if you work for yourself, if a corporation or a company is willing to reach out to you and take the risk of doing business with you, it's because you either have built up a reputation, somebody referred you, it's something that made them reach out to you. Okay? And it's not just price. They reached out to you because they heard down the line in the pipeline somewhere that you know what you're doing. All right. And if you have a job and they're paying you to do that job and they say, "No, Kathy," or "No, whatever, we want you to do this," that's because you're an expert, and embrace that. Don't be afraid to acknowledge that. "Man, I know what I'm doing. I am an expert at this. You are an expert at that." You get what I'm saying? It's not arrogance. Don't be afraid to fail because school taught us that. School taught us that if we fail, we're losers. So most of you are scared to just step out and say, "No, I'm an expert," because once you fail, everybody say, "Well, I thought you was an expert." Failure is part of the growth process, the learning process. All right, man. I hope this helped you. Don't be afraid to embrace the fact that you're an expert. Don't be afraid to embrace failure. Failure is how we learn. It's how you go about learning. We were taught that failure was bad in school, but truthfully, that's how babies learn. Failure is great. Don't be afraid to embrace it, man. It's Larry. Let me get back to work. They're probably gonna call me in a little while with a bunch of questions, and I'm gonna be the expert, and I'm gonna embrace the fact that I'm an expert. All right, this is Larry. I'm gonna talk to you guys next time. Have a great Sunday.